Hey guys, welcome to the video. Thanks for joining me today. Today I wanted to do a which shoe for you comparison between two current Altra models, the Altra Torin 7, which is a newer model, and the Altra Escalante 3, which has been out for a little while. There are definitely some similarities and some differences between the two shoes. I'll start with the Escalante 3. It's been out a little bit longer, but I will say that both shoes have Altra's foot-shaped toe box, foot-shaped design. They both have the standard width, which is their medium width, which is wider than the majority of shoes on the market, but not as wide as their original fit that comes in a couple models. They both come with some of their newer foams. The Escalante 3 comes with their Ego foam. The Torin 7 comes with their Ego Max foam. I believe they're both TPU based foams, so they're pretty bouncy and long lasting. They both have different types, but both have mesh uppers which breathe pretty well. They don't really have rockers. They're fairly flat. They both have the same sort of laces. There's no gussets to the tongue, but they both have the lace loop through the laces, through the tongue to help keep the tongue in place. Lots of similarities, but there are definitely some differences. The biggest differences, I would say, is kind of the stack height and the foams being used. The Escalante 3 has a 24mm stack height in both the heel and the forefoot. Altra is known for their zero drop or balance cushioning shoes. These shoes have the Ego midsole, which is fairly bouncy, but it's not just a ton of cushion. I find the Escalante 3 is wonderful for shorter runs. You can pick up the pace in it. Some people prefer a little bit more cushion or slightly more rocker design for really fast stuff, but you can definitely pick up the pace in them. I primarily use these for daily runs. For shorter runs, I usually prefer a little bit more cushion for my long runs, but these are extremely comfortable. I also like with the toe box, nice wide toe box, and being lower to the ground. I think these are great for wearing around and strengthening your feet. I just also think they're it's good for you to get in some lower to the ground, strengthen your feet sort of time. So these I ran in probably up to around 300 miles. And then I started feeling a little bit of deadening of the flattening out of the cushioning, but they're still comfortable to wear. I've put over 400 miles in these, so probably 650 kilometers total between running and walking. I find these wonderful for gym workouts, as you can go being lower to the ground and fairly flat. They're great for side to side motion, and they're still very comfortable. I've worn these a ton in the running store after they hit 300 miles, just because the Ego midsole is still soft enough and you're low to the ground. It was great for wearing around on concrete. So I've found the Escalante 3s to be very good shoes, very good tools. The new Altra Torin 7s, they have 30mm of Ego Max midsole. These have an advantage over the Escalantes in that I think they're better for long runs and recovery days. That 30mm of Ego Max midsole is very soft and comfortable. It still has enough responsive to where you're not really totally lost in the amount of cushion, and it bounces back. I don't think they're quite as good for picking up the pace, just because with 30mm of stack height they are a little bit more squishy, but for a long run or recovery day, or even again wearing around for long periods of time, they're extremely comfortable. I think both shoes breathe fairly well. I wouldn't say either one is the most breathable on the market, but they both breathe pretty well. The lockdown in both is good. I have found that I think the Torin 7s run just a little bit longer than the Escalante 3s. Escalante 3s, I went with a size 11.5, which I do in a lot of my Altra shoes, and a lot of shoes in general. Torin 7s, actually I found them a little bit longer. I went with an 11 in those, and they fit great. Those are really my primary differences. I think these are better for foot strengthening and gym work. These are better for long runs. I would prefer the Escalante 3s for shorter and pickup days, but the Torins are extremely great for long runs and easy recovery days. Anyway, that's my comparison and how I use the two shoes. I hope you find it interesting. If you like the video, please consider hitting the thumbs up, the like button. If you're interested in any more of my content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Other than that, I hope you had having a wonderful day, and keep moving.